So I just learned about this tool called Bloom that automates the behavior evaluation of language models. It's really fascinating.
Wait, Bloom, what exactly does it do? I mean, how does it evaluate behaviors like sycophancy or political bias?
Right? It uses a configuration called a seed to specify the behavior it's targeting. Then it generates an evaluation suite based on that.
That's cool, but what if the seed is biased? Could that skew the results?
Good point, the results might reflect the biases inherent in the seed. It's definitely something to be aware of.
And how does it generate those scenarios? Is it all automated?
Yes, it has a whole pipeline with stages like understanding, ideation, rollout, and judgment. Each stage builds on the previous one.
Oh wow, so the understanding stage analyzes the target behavior. What does it look at?
Exactly, it looks at example conversations to comprehend the behavior's mechanisms. It sets the stage for effective evaluations.
That's substantial. But if it's based on existing examples, doesn't that limit its ability to discover new behaviors?
Potentially, it's like only seeing a part of the picture. Still, it can generate diverse scenarios to explore those behaviors further.
Interesting. So diversity in scenarios is crucial. How do they control that?
They use a diversity parameter. If it's high, you get more varied base scenarios, but fewer variations for each.
That makes sense. But isn't there a risk that too much variability can lead to unrealistic scenarios?
Absolutely, there's a balancing act. They need to ensure scenarios are still relevant and realistic.
And what happens in the rollout stage? How is the model evaluated?
In the rollout stage, the evaluations are performed based on the generated scenarios. It can be conversational or simulated.
Got it, that sounds rigorous. But how do they ensure the evaluation is fair?
They can run multiple models on the same scenarios, allowing for a direct comparison across models.
That's a clever way to compare. But what about the judgment stage? What's assessed there?
The judgment stage scores the presence of the behavior and highlights important quotes. It even analyzes qualities like diversity.
Wow, that sounds comprehensive. But how do they handle the subjectivity of those judgments?
Great question. They use predefined criteria for scoring, which helps maintain some consistency.
But is that enough? I mean, some behaviors might be nuanced and hard to quantify.
Totally, there's definitely a risk of oversimplification. It's a complex balance between quantifying behavior and capturing nuance.
Speaking of complexity, how does Bloom track its performance over multiple evaluations?
They integrate with tools like weights and biases for larger-scale experiments, which helps manage and visualize results.
That's smart, but doesn't that require significant resources and setup?
Yes, running extensive evaluations can be resource-intensive, especially with multiple models.
And what if someone wants to add a custom model? Is that straightforward?
It is, you just find the model ID from LLM providers and add it to the configuration. Pretty user-friendly.
Nice, but what if that custom model isn't as well performing as expected?
That's a real concern. The evaluation might reflect more on the model's limitations than the tool itself.
Exactly. It's a reminder of the importance of model quality. How do they address performance issues?
They have parameters to tweak, like reasoning effort and temperature settings to optimize performance.
Interesting, but how do I know which settings to use? It seems daunting.
They provide detailed inline explanations in configuration files, which helps guide users through the setup.
That's helpful, but there's always the possibility for user error, right?
For sure, mistakes in configuration can lead to skewed results, which is why documentation is so crucial.
Yeah, and I imagine troubleshooting could be tricky if you're not familiar with the tool.
Exactly, but with the right guidance, it can be a powerful resource for evaluating LLM behaviors.
For sure, it'll be exciting to see how tools like Bloom evolve in the future.
Definitely, it opens up a lot of possibilities for improving transparency in AI behavior.
Right, but it also raises questions about accountability. Who's responsible for the evaluations?
That's a big question. We'll need to think critically about how we interpret these evaluations moving forward.
I agree. It's a fascinating intersection of AI ethics and technology. Keeps the conversation alive.
Absolutely. Plus, it highlights the need for ongoing dialogue about AI behavior and evaluation practices.